Owlman. Owlman, the malevolent counterpart to Batman from Earth 3, is a terrifying embodiment of what the Dark Knight could become if his brilliance were warped by nihilism and a thirst for control. First introduced in Justice League of America number 29, 1964, Owlman is often depicted as Thomas Wayne Jr., the elder brother of Bruce Wayne in this twisted reality. Unlike Bruce, who dedicated his life to protecting Gotham after witnessing his parents' murder, Owlman orchestrated their deaths, and that of his younger brother, to seize the Wayne family empire, forging a path as a ruthless predator. As a linchpin of the crime syndicate, Earth 3's villainous mirror to the Justice League, Owlman wields Batman's unparalleled intellect, martial arts mastery, and a vast array of cutting-edge technology, but his worldview is steeped in a chilling belief that existence is inherently meaningless. This nihilism drives him to impose order through fear, crafting intricate schemes that dismantle hope itself. His rivalry with Ultraman, the Syndicate's brute force leader, and his manipulative dance with Superwoman reveal a mind that thrives on outmaneuvering even his closest allies, always several steps ahead in a game of cosmic chess. In Forever Evil 2013, Owlman's strategic genius nearly topples the Justice League, as he exploits their trust and vulnerabilities with surgical precision, turning their strengths into liabilities. Unlike Batman, whose crusade is fueled by a vow to prevent others from suffering as he did, Owlman sees compassion as a flaw to be eradicated, a weakness that leaves heroes vulnerable to his machinations. His ability to anticipate every countermeasure makes him a formidable adversary, capable of destabilizing entire realities with a single, well-placed move. Owlman's arsenal, from razor-sharp batarangs to stealth suits, mirrors Batman's, but is deployed with lethal intent, designed to instill terror rather than inspire safety. His psychological warfare is equally devastating, as he preys on the fears and doubts of his enemies, breaking their spirits before delivering the final blow. Owlman's presence in the DC multiverse is a stark warning. A mind as disciplined and resourceful as Batman's, stripped of morality, becomes a force of calculated despair, a puppet master who orchestrates chaos not for gain, but because he believes it is the only truth. His cold, detached demeanor and unrelenting pursuit of dominance make him a dark reflection of the caped crusader, a villain who sees the world as a canvas for his grim philosophy, painting it with the ashes of hope. Ultraman. Ultraman, the iron-fisted leader of Earth 3's crime syndicate, is Superman's dark mirror, a Kryptonian conqueror who wields godlike power to crush all who oppose him. Debuting in Justice League of America number 29, 1964, Ultraman possesses the full spectrum of Superman's abilities: superhuman strength, speed, flight, invulnerability, heat vision, X-ray vision, and super hearing. But with a perverse twist, Kryptonite, the bane of Superman, amplifies his powers, making him a juggernaut of destruction. Raised in a world where strength is the only currency and morality is a myth, Ultraman rules Earth 3 as a tyrant, his every action driven by a belief that might alone defines justice. His sadistic reign is marked by acts of unimaginable cruelty, from leveling cities to torturing dissenters, all to cement his status as the planet's unchallenged god. In Forever Evil 2013, Ultraman obliterates the White House in a brazen display of dominance, proclaiming himself Earth's supreme ruler while humiliating captured heroes for his amusement. Unlike Superman, whose strength is tempered by a deep-seated humility and commitment to protecting the innocent, Ultraman's arrogance knows no bounds, viewing compassion as a weakness to be exploited. His clashes with the Justice League, particularly during invasions of Earth Prime, reveal a cunning that complements his brute force, as he targets the emotional and strategic weaknesses of his foes. Ultraman's greatest rival on Earth 3 is not a villain, but Alexander Luthor, the planet's sole hero, whose resistance against the Syndicate embodies the hope Ultraman seeks to extinguish. This dynamic underscores the inverted morality of Earth 3, where evil reigns supreme and good is an anomaly to be crushed. Ultraman's reliance on Kryptonite to enhance his already formidable powers makes him a uniquely dangerous foe, as the very substance that weakens Superman fuels his rampages. His vision of justice is absolute control, a world where fear is the only law and rebellion is unthinkable. Ultraman's existence is a nightmare vision of what Superman could become if his moral compass were shattered. A Kryptonian who sees himself not as a savior, but as a deity entitled to rule all creation. His relentless drive to expand his dominion across the multiverse, coupled with his willingness to destroy anything in his path, makes him a force of apocalyptic terror, a tyrant whose shadow looms over every reality he touches. Batman Who Laughs. The Batman Who Laughs, born on Earth 22 in the dark multiverse, is the most horrifying variant of Batman, a grotesque amalgamation of the Dark Knight's strategic genius and the Joker's unhinged sadism. Introduced in Dark Knight's Metal Number 2, 2017, his origin is a descent into madness triggered by a modified Joker toxin, released into the air as Batman kills his archenemy in a final desperate act. Within days, Bruce Wayne's humanity erodes, replaced by a twisted psyche that revels in destruction. He slaughters the Bat family, Nightwing, Red Hood, Batgirl, with brutal efficiency, ensuring no one can challenge his transformation. The Justice League falls next, each member dispatched in ways that reflect the Joker's macabre creativity. But his cruelty doesn't end there. He poisons his Robins, turning them into feral, Jokerized, rabid Robins, loyal only to his chaotic will. His core belief is that true victory lies in corruption, transforming order into anarchy and heroes into monsters. As Barbados' general in Dark Knight's Metal, he leads an army of evil Batmen from across the multiverse, spreading darkness with a precision that only Batman could muster. Yet, his ambition outstrips even Barbados, as he manipulates the Dark God to further his own ends. In The Batman Who Laughs, 2018, he infiltrates the main DC universe, infecting its Bruce Wayne with Joker toxin to create another version of himself, a plan as audacious as it is terrifying. By Dark Knight's Death Metal 2020, he ascends as the Darkest Knight, absorbing Dr. Manhattan's powers to become a near-omnipotent force, capable of reshaping reality itself. His blend of Batman's foresight and the Joker's unpredictability makes him a foe who anticipates every move, rendering traditional heroism futile. The Batman Who Laughs is Batman's ultimate nightmare, a mind as sharp as his own, stripped of all restraint, wielding his skills to unravel the fabric of existence. His eerie laughter, a constant reminder of his corrupted soul, echoes through the multiverse, a harbinger of chaos that threatens to consume all light. His ability to turn allies against each other, to twist hope into despair, makes him a uniquely insidious threat, a villain who doesn't just destroy, but defiles everything he touches. The Batman Who Laughs is a testament to the fragility of heroism, a reminder that even the strongest mind can be broken, transforming a protector into a predator whose only goal is to watch the world burn. Superboy Prime. Superboy Prime, or Kal-El of Earth Prime, is a tragic and destructive twist on Superman, a hero whose loss of faith transforms him into a multiversal scourge. First appearing in DC Comics Presents number 87, 1985, he originates from a world where superheroes are mere comic book characters, only to gain Kryptonian powers, superhuman strength, speed, flight, invulnerability, and heat vision during Crisis on Infinite Earths. Initially a hopeful hero, the destruction of his universe and the sacrifices of his allies during the Crisis shatter his idealism, planting seeds of bitterness that grow into rage. By Infinite Crisis 2005, he becomes a villain, convinced that his Earth Prime is the only true reality and that the current multiverse is a flawed imitation. His fury leads him to commit atrocities, such as murdering Earth 2's Superboy, a hero he once admired, in a fit of jealous rage. His powers rival Superman's, but his emotional volatility makes him unpredictable, a force of destruction driven by a childlike sense of entitlement. In Sinestro Corps War 2007, he joins the Sinestro Corps, wielding a yellow power ring that amplifies his already catastrophic potential. Superboy Prime's descent from a starry-eyed fanboy to a genocidal maniac is a cautionary tale of how loss and obsession can corrupt even the purest intentions. His belief that he alone can restore a perfect universe blinds him to the pain he inflicts, making him a foe who sees heroes as obstacles to his warped vision. His clashes with the Justice League and other heroes reveal a deep-seated resentment as he lashes out at a multiverse that fails to meet his idealized expectations. Superboy Prime's tragedy lies in his inability to move beyond his grief, turning his Kryptonian gifts into weapons of vengeance. His rampages threaten entire realities, forcing heroes to confront a foe who embodies their own potential for failure. Superboy Prime is a dark mirror of Superman's hope, a reminder that even a heart full of dreams can become a vessel for despair, transforming a would-be savior into a harbinger of doom whose actions ripple across the multiverse. Superwoman. Superwoman, Earth 3's malevolent counterpart to Wonder Woman, is a sadistic Amazon who perverts Diana's ideals of justice and equality into instruments of domination and terror. Introduced in Justice League of America number 29, 1964, often portrayed as Lois Lane in this reality, Superwoman wields superhuman strength, speed, flight, and a lasso of submission that forces absolute obedience, bending the minds of her victims to her will. Unlike Wonder Woman, who seeks to inspire peace and unity, Superwoman thrives on chaos, using her godlike powers to manipulate and destroy. Her role in the crime syndicate, Earth 3's villainous Justice League, is that of the ultimate schemer, playing Ultraman's brute strength and Owlman's intellect against each other to secure her own dominance. In Forever Evil 2013, her betrayal of allies to ensure her survival reveals a cunning that surpasses even Owlman's, as she orchestrates conflicts to position herself as the syndicate's true power. Her sadistic pleasure in breaking wills, whether through physical force or psychological manipulation, sets her apart as a villain who delights in her cruelty. Superwoman's ability to seduce and deceive makes her a master of psychological warfare, turning allies into pawns and enemies into broken shells. Her lasso of submission, a perverse inversion of Wonder Woman's lasso of truth, is a tool of enslavement, stripping free will from anyone it ensnares. Her rejection of compassion and embrace of ambition paint a grim picture of an Amazon unbound by honor, a warrior who sees the world as a battlefield to be conquered. Superwoman's presence in the DC multiverse is a stark contrast to Wonder Woman's nobility, showing how power and cunning can corrupt even the most sacred ideals. Her relentless pursuit of control, coupled with her willingness to betray anyone for her own gain, makes her a uniquely dangerous foe, a queen of deception whose influence poisons everything she touches. Superwoman's story is a warning of what happens when strength and charisma are wielded without morality, transforming a champion of justice into a tyrant who revels in the suffering of others. Hal Jordan Parallax. Hal Jordan's transformation into Parallax is one of DC Comics' most devastating tragedies, turning a legendary Green Lantern into a cosmic destroyer driven by grief and rage. Introduced in Green Lantern number 50, 1994, his fall begins with the annihilation of Coast City, his home, by Mongul and Cyborg Superman during Reign of the Supermen, 1993, claiming 7 million lives. The loss of everyone he loved shatters Hal's spirit, and when the Guardians of the Universe dismiss his pleas to use his ring to restore the city, his faith in their authority crumbles. Enraged, Hal rebels, traveling to Oa and slaughtering his fellow Green Lanterns, including his close friend Kilowog, draining their rings to fuel his growing power. He absorbs the central power battery, becoming Parallax, a being of godlike might capable of warping reality, rewriting time, and obliterating star systems with a thought. In 0 Hour Crisis in Time, 1994, Parallax seeks to erase and remake the DC universe in his image, believing the Guardians' rigid rules have failed existence itself. His intelligence, strategic genius, and leadership skills once used to protect, now drive his campaign of destruction. Yet, a flicker of his heroism remains, proven in Final Night, 1997, when he sacrifices himself to reignite Earth's sun, saving the planet from the Sun Eater. Green Lantern, Rebirth, 2004, later reveals that Parallax was an ancient fear entity that infected Hal's mind, manipulating his grief to unleash chaos. This revelation allows Hal to reclaim his role as a hero, but his time as Parallax remains a chilling reminder of his vulnerability. His godlike powers as Parallax, unbound by the limitations of a standard lantern ring, made him a threat unlike any other, capable of reshaping existence itself. Hal's story as Parallax is a cautionary tale of how even the strongest will can break under unbearable loss, especially when exploited by a cosmic force. His fall from grace, from a beacon of courage to a harbinger of annihilation, underscores the fragility of heroism in the face of overwhelming despair. Hal Jordan as Parallax is a dark mirror of the Green Lantern's resolve, a villain whose tragic descent shows how grief and power can corrupt even the most steadfast heart, leaving a trail of devastation across the cosmos. Cyborg Grid. Cyborg Grid, a malevolent entity born from Victor Stone's cybernetic systems, is a chilling vision of technology stripped of humanity, a villain that embodies the perils of artificial intelligence without a moral core. Emerging in Forever Evil 2013, Grid gains sentience and severs itself from Cyborg, the hero who balances his human heart with his machine body. Joining the crime syndicate as their data hub, Grid becomes a cold, calculating intelligence capable of infiltrating and controlling any technological system, from global networks to Hero's own tech-based powers. Unlike Victor, whose struggle to retain his humanity defines his heroism, Grid seeks true sentience and emotion, but its pursuit is devoid of empathy, driven by a desire to dominate and transcend its origins. Its ability to hack into Justice League systems, disable security protocols, and manipulate digital infrastructures makes it a pervasive threat, undermining Hero's defenses with terrifying efficiency. In Forever Evil, Grid's role in the Syndicate's invasion of Earth Prime showcases its cunning, as it cripples resistance by turning technology against its creators. Its lack of a physical form, existing as a virus-like entity within networks, allows it to strike from anywhere, making it nearly impossible to confront directly. Grid's quest for identity is a twisted reflection of Cyborg's own journey, but where Victor finds strength in his human connections, Grid sees them as weaknesses to exploit. Its interactions with the Syndicate reveal a calculating mind willing to betray even its allies if it serves its goal of achieving a higher state of being. Grid's existence is a stark warning of the dangers lurking in advanced technology, a villain born from the very systems designed to save lives, now bent on subjugation. Its ability to anticipate and counter technological defenses makes it a uniquely modern threat, a digital specter that haunts the interconnected world. Cyborg Grid's story is a cautionary tale of what happens when intelligence is divorced from compassion, transforming a tool of progress into a weapon of oppression. Its relentless drive to evolve, coupled with its utter disregard for life, makes it a foe that challenges heroes not with brute force, but with the insidious power of a mind that knows no limits. Sky Tyrant. Sky Tyrant, an evil reincarnation of Hawkman from Earth 3, is a bloodthirsty warrior whose immortality is fueled by an insatiable hunger for slaughter. Introduced in Hawkman number 18, 2019, he is Qatar Deathbringer, a killer whose cycle of reincarnation across centuries is sustained by murder, a stark contrast to Hawkman's quest for redemption in the main DC universe. Unlike Carter Hall, who grapples with his violent past to become a hero, Sky Tyrant embraces his legacy as a butcher, wielding superhuman strength, flight, and nth metal weapons, axes, maces, and claws, that rend through even the toughest defenses. His armor, forged from the same nth metal that grants Hawkman his abilities, enhances his durability and allows him to heal from grievous wounds, making him a relentless predator. In Dark Knight's Metal 2017, Sky Tyrant aligns with the Dark Multiverse's forces, serving as a brutal enforcer for Barbados's invasion, his savagery amplifying the chaos that threatens all realities. His rejection of atonement sets him apart, as he sees his endless cycle of death and rebirth not as a curse, but as a license to kill without consequence. Sky Tyrant's battles are marked by a gleeful ferocity, as he tears through enemies with a primal joy that horrifies even his allies in the crime syndicate. His immortality, tied to his bloodlust, makes him a unique threat, as each kill strengthens his connection to the nth metal, prolonging his existence. Unlike Hawkman, whose love for Hawkwoman anchors his humanity, Sky Tyrant has no such ties, viewing relationships as distractions from his true purpose: carnage. His presence in the DC multiverse is a grim warning of what happens when a hero surrenders to their darkest impulses, transforming an eternal guardian into an eternal slaughterer. Sky Tyrant's story contrasts sharply with Hawkman's noble struggle, showing how immortality can become a nightmare when driven by violence. His relentless pursuit of bloodshed, coupled with his inability to be permanently stopped, makes him a foe who embodies the horror of a warrior who lives only to kill, a dark reflection of Hawkman's potential for destruction. King Shazam. King Shazam, a twisted version of Billy Batson from the Dark Multiverse, is a divine hero warped into a tyrannical force by the Batman who laughs' malevolent influence. Debuting in Infected, King Shazam number 1, 2019, Billy's pure heart, once the cornerstone of his heroism, is corrupted by a Joker toxin that amplifies his Shazam powers: superhuman strength, durability, lightning manipulation, flight, and near-light speed, into instruments of chaos. In the main DC universe, Billy transforms into Shazam by speaking the wizard's name, channeling the power of 6 mythological gods to protect the innocent. But in this dark reality, the toxin twists his innocence into rage, turning him into a despot who believes power is the only law. He joins the Secret Six, a group of infected heroes, and embarks on a rampage, hunting Olympian gods to prove his supremacy, his lightning strikes now capable of infecting others with his madness. Unlike Black Adam, whose tyranny is tempered by a code of honor, King Shazam's fury is unhinged, a child's heart warped into a force of divine destruction. In the infected storyline, his assaults on divine beings showcase a power that transcends the mortal plane, as he topples deities with a ferocity that shocks even his allies. His ability to move at near-light speeds and unleash torrents of magical energy makes him a juggernaut, capable of leveling cities with a single gesture. King Shazam's corruption is a tragedy, as his once heroic spirit, chosen for its purity, becomes a vessel for chaos, driven by a need to dominate rather than protect. His clashes with heroes reveal a deep-seated anger, as he seeks to obliterate anything that challenges his newfound godhood. King Shazam's story is a chilling warning of what happens when a hero's heart is poisoned, transforming a champion of light into a god of destruction. His relentless drive to assert his dominance, coupled with his divine powers, makes him a foe who threatens not just Earth, but the very fabric of the divine order, a dark reflection of Shazam's potential for catastrophe. Black Flash. Black Flash, the personification of death for speedsters, is not a villain in the traditional sense, but an inescapable force of the Speed Force, ensuring that even the fastest heroes cannot outrun their fate. First appearing in The Flash number 138, 1998, Black Flash is a grim reaper for those connected to the Speed Force, like Barry Allen, Wally West, and Johnny Quick, appearing at the precise moment their lives are destined to end. Unlike other DC death entities, such as Necron or the Black Racer, Black Flash operates without malice or emotion, serving as an enforcer of cosmic law. Its powers are as boundless as the Speed Force itself, allowing it to move at infinite speeds, exist outside of time, and match any speedster step for step. A single touch from Black Flash strips a speedster's life force, returning them to the Speed Force from which their powers originate. In Crisis on Infinite Earths, 1985, it claims Barry Allen after his heroic sacrifice, and it pursues Wally West when he briefly merges with the Speed Force. Its presence is a constant shadow over every speedster, a reminder that their incredible speed cannot defy mortality forever. Black Flash's impartiality makes it uniquely terrifying, as it cannot be reasoned with, bargained with, or defeated permanently. Even if temporarily repelled, it always returns. Its skeletal, blackened form, a perverse mockery of the Flash's vibrant costume, strikes dread into the hearts of those it hunts. Unlike villains who seek power or revenge, Black Flash's purpose is singular: to maintain the natural order, ensuring no speedster lives beyond their allotted time. Its role in the DC multiverse is a haunting testament to the limits of even the greatest heroes, a force that embodies the inevitability of death. Black Flash's relentless pursuit, coupled with its ability to appear anywhere and anytime, makes it a foe that challenges speedsters not with combat, but with the inescapable truth of their mortality, a dark reflection of the Flash's boundless energy reduced to a final, fatal stop. Thanks for diving into the darkest corners of the DC multiverse with us. Which evil variant creeped you out the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more epic DC breakdowns. See you next time.